Okay, at this time, would you please rise? I'd like to call upon Lonnie to lead us in the invocation, please.
Lord, as we bow here, we just want to give you thanks for all things. Lord, we ask you to bless everyone that's having sickness of any nature, any size, and give them health and well-being. And Lord, as we go through this meeting, just give us guidance. We thank you for the people that's in attendance. We thank you for our developers and working with us. And we give you praise and glory for all of this. Amen.
Thank you. And Tom, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. I will call this meeting to order. I do remind you this is a public hearing. We do have a quorum present. We will vote on the two items that are brought before us, and I do say two because item B has been tabled, so I'm letting you know that right now. But our meetings, we do have a vote since we have a quorum. These votes, our findings are not binding. These are merely recommendations. The key to this meeting is that it is a public hearing for folks to voice their opinions regarding the issues, the items brought before this commission. So I want to make that perfectly clear. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion that we adopt the agenda for this evening's meeting. Do I hear that motion?
Second that motion.
Having motion and second that we adopt the agenda, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Carried, thank you. I would also like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the June 22nd, 2021 meeting. Do I hear that motion?
So moved.
I have a motion, second. Those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Carried as well, thank you. We'll move on to new business now. At this time, we're going to look at item A1. This is the request to rezone parcels JA03 .001 and JA03-128 located between 561 and 641 Hood Road, Jasper, Georgia, from R1 residential to C2 general commercial. This time I'm going to turn the floor over to Lonnie. And if you would, as you step up, I would like to ask you to use the podium, please.
Thank you, sir. On this parcel, the applicant came in, requested for this rezoning to C2. The city staff is basing their opinions upon the comprehensive planning and the future land use development maps that the city and county have. And based on the analysis of this application using the standards and criteria found in section 96-246 of the zoning ordinance, staff recommends not approving the request to rezone the property from R1 to C2. Should the mayor and city council approve the rezoning request, it is expected that the applicant adhere to the minimum standards of the zoning ordinance and or consider restricting other uses within the C2 permitted use section to minimize any negative impact on the immediate property of the owners. So, and all the advertisements have been done in ordinance. The signage was put up, newspaper ads posted, and the applicant is here tonight to express their thoughts on this.
Okay, thank you, Lonnie. This time, I'm going to open this to public discussion. We will begin with the applicant speaking. I do ask that applicant, anyone involved in the public discussion, please stand at the podium, address the commission, limit yourself to the points that adhere to the property we're dealing with. We're not going to periphery items or so on. I want you to limit your time at the podium, get to the point, and let's get on with it. So who would like to be, I'm sorry, is the applicant is present? Would you please come forward if you so desire? I'm going to ask you to state your name.
There's only three of us involved. I'm Johnny Greenway, Guy Ritz, and Gary Coleman. He's not here tonight.
Gotcha.
We have two storage facilities right now. There's no empty ones in Pickens County. There is, it's on the very edge, outside edge, that you are allowed to do commercial. I think there's like one lot between us, 1 acre lot.
We feel the project will serve the community with the additional housing that's being brought into the community. Storage is a need.
Yeah, there's a lot of houses, and I wanted to store the stuff. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Will this be a metal construction?
wood and brick. All the units will be inside. There's no outside, so it won't look quite as bad as the ones where you know, the long ones with a lot of doors. These will have walk-in doors. You go inside, their air conditioning lights and stuff like that inside.
Climate control units.
Gotcha. Any questions from the commission, from the board at this time? I thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Do we have any other participation from the public to discuss this property at this time? Would you come to the podium, please, state your name and be sure to speak to the commission itself. I do ask you to keep it short and sweet.
Yes, we have property next to where they're wanting to do the storage units, and we've had it for many years, and our concern is that it would hurt, you know, the value of what we want. We either want to build there or we want to sell it, and we just feel like that it would hurt, you know, the sale of it, because there's no sewage, you know, to do any kind of commercial anything there except something like storage units. And, you know, that's our concern. It's no offense toward anyone. It's just that, you know, we are concerned that, you know, I mean, that's our retirement, and that's what we've had for years, and we're just concerned that we don't want to, you know, lose, or, you know, if there's no use or whatever, nobody, you know, wanting it. I mean, that's our concern.
And I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you speaking with us. Did you state your name? Forgive me.
I did not. Sheila and Robert Jett.
Thank you very much.
So,
Anyone else from the audience like to speak? Will you come forward, please?
My name's Leona Allison, and I live on the other side of the property, and that's my concern. I don't, you know, don't begrudge anybody trying to do something good, but that's my concern, is property value and what it does to our property, where we're at. And that's my biggest concern.
Thank you. And would you state your name again?
Yes, Leona Allison.
Leona Allison.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Anybody else from the audience? Would y'all like to discuss this? How many units, how many storage units will be involved?
Under 300.
Under
300.
Under 300.
Mr. Sneve, that'll be in two buildings, right?
Two buildings.
It'll be 300 units inside of two buildings.
Gotcha.
It'll be separated by another lot, another properties?
No, the two buildings will be on one lot.
Okay.
All right, could I have a motion to either approve or not approve of this particular piece of property? And I do remind you again, this is not binding. This is a public hearing. And I hate to have to do that over and over, but there has been a misconception that we make the call. We only make a recommendation. Exactly. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to make a recommendation.
We have a motion to recommend.
Oh, second.
Not approved. Sorry.
I correct that. We have a motion to not approve. Do I have a second to that?
I'll second.
Have a second. Those in favor? Aye. Carried in a non-approval. We do thank you all for being here with us this evening for this particular item. We will now move on to item C. Public hearing regarding the request to rezone a portion of Parcel 030A073 consisting of 49.13 acres located off of Philadelphia Road from R8 residential to R3 residential. And at this time, I'd like to call on Lonnie to speak to us again, please.
Again, the staff uses the comprehensive planning and the future land use to go over and try to make a recommendation to any development. And based on the analysis of this application using the standards and the criteria found in section 94-246 of the zoning order, the staff recommends approval with conditions of the request to rezone the property from RA to R3, single family attached. It is expected that the applicant will comply with the following conditions. Should the mayor and council approve the rezoning request, it is expected that the following minimum standards are demonstrated and met as requested by staff during the appropriate approval process. If the current proposal does not meet these minimum standards, it is understood that the development plans will be altered to come into compliance. And there's a list there of the conditions. I think you have a copy of those. And the same as the other, all the advertisement has been done, signage on the road, newspaper articles. We have not had any phone calls up to this time about this project, and the applicant is here to go over his details if you wish for him to.
Thank you, Lonnie. At this time, we will open it to public discussion. The applicant may come forward and make his presentation. Once again, I ask you to state your name. I also ask you to keep it short and sweet.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Norman White. I'm the managing partner for Quality Residential LLC. I've got a couple of exhibits. Can I show those?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll do this with this camera. We're proposing 270 townhouses with two types of townhouses. There will be a 24, excuse me, 24-foot townhouse. I'll give you all information letter with this, so I go through all that. But it'll be composed of these units. There's a 24-foot unit. That 24-foot unit will be 1,700 square feet. And they're just standard attached units. And then we're doing these units that are attached at the rear, which will look like single-family houses, basically, on a 40-foot line or 30 feet wide. These will range from 1,600 square feet to 2,800 square feet. These will have 2.5 baths. These will have 2.5 to 3.5 baths. All of the projects will require 2-car garages, obviously. There will be an amenity. That amenity, which is located in the center of the project, excuse me, pull this up right here, which is located right here, has a small park area, pool, a thing we call a sauna, but really it's just a hot tub, and a cabana. This is going to be an upscale project. It's not a project designed as entry level. The average sales price in this project will be, starting the first year, will be $325,000, which is where we think it'll start. Move up. We've agreed to do 90 units a year because of internal issues that we've discussed: sewer, fire, police, those services. We've done a production schedule, which is on, I gave you that production schedule to show you how we deliver. It ends in, the community will be finalized in 2025. So basically that is the project.
So the term production schedule, that's pretty much you're going to phase it in?
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay.
we agreed to do no more than 90 a year.
Okay.
And that's the deal. So that's what we're going to do, because we understand the underlying issues. So that's it.
Questions, comments from the commission at this time?
All yours.
All right, do y'all have any other similar developments that you've done in this area?
Now, this is a new deal for us with these particular townhouses. We do have one, and Neil, you can address it, that we're doing with the 24-foot townhouses with some Flowery Branch. That's how many units? 168 units with this new product. So this is a new product.
I have a concern regarding sewage.
Right.
Do you have, can you kind of bring me up to speed on your thoughts regarding that?
Well, we have, and Lonnie, you can jump in here, but our thoughts are that we would pre-buy most of this sewage. So we would step up and take the checks of 1.3 million. We're willing to do that on the front end to guarantee the sewage. 1.35, I think is the number. So we'll do that, but we won't build any more than 90 because that's the deal.
I got you. Got you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Appreciate the
Thank you.
information.
Thank you.
And for the public, if you would like to look at these, since we've been allowed to, I do ask that you allow the public to look at them.
Let me leave this one too.
You will, please.
Okay. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do I have anybody else who would like to speak to us regarding this particular property? Going once, going twice, going 3 times, all right? You'll discuss these? Yes. Well, I should say, Mr. Kleinberg has asked to be recused from acting on this, and we are granting him that opportunity to step back. So it'll be just the 3 of us discussing this.
I can just foresee the problem.
This time I'd like to call on a motion from the 3 commission members here.
I'd like to make a motion to approve with the conditions listed in our recommendation, our review packet.
I have a motion to approve with the enumerated conditions that are listed in the packet. Do I have a second for that?
Second.
Do we have a second? Those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Carried. Do I have any people, any persons from the audience who would like to speak regarding any of these 3, even though the one that has been removed? Are there any more comments to be made, is what I'm trying to say. Forgive me. If not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, second. Have the seconds. In favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for being here. I appreciate your involvement.